halls will be joined and rearranged for the cultural program, and the cultural program and dinner will follow.
Now we have the keynote address by Dr. Pramod Jog on pediatricians' life beyond practice. Dr. Jog. Dr. Jog. Hi. Please come. At D.Y. Patil College, Pimpri, Pune. And he is also director of MediPoint Hospital, Pune. He has been an outstanding student from BJ Medical College, Pune, got a gold medal at a DNB examination, and then he has also been the executive board member of IAP since 1992. Worked on various committees of the IAP, has been president IAP Pune from 2006 to 2007, vice president infectious diseases chapter, and also fellow of the IAP in 1997. Then there are long list of his activities and his achievements which come under the heading of, to me they come under the heading of life beyond practice. And these are his activities beyond practice. So Dr. Pramod Jog, please come and enlighten us.
All the characters in this talk are fictitious and they bear no resemblance to any person living or dead. My dear friends, this is not a talk on the Sanskar channel. You enjoy the talk as you are watching VTV or MTV. In a mental hospital, there was a person who was hanging himself upside down and shouting Laila, Laila, Laila. And there was a magnanimous person who was on visit to the hospital, and he asked the superintendent as to why this person is shouting Laila, Laila. So the superintendent told him that he was a person who was in love with a woman called Laila, and unfortunately she got married to some other person. And the magnanimous person moves ahead and finds another person shouting Laila, Laila, and the fellow asks him why this fellow is shouting Laila, Laila. So the superintendent tells him he is the person who married that Laila. The same thing happens when we desire to enter into pediatrics and we continue to work in search of some Laila, and ultimately some of us have to hang themselves upside down. Recently I met one of my friends, Dr. Bhingare. He is a pathologist by profession, and I just called him. His name is Kishore. Kishore, how are you doing? He said, "Jo, क्या बताऊं? रोज एक कैप्सूल ढकलामाइसिन ले रहा हूं." मैं बोला, सर ये ढकलामाइसिन क्या है? जिंदगी ढकेल रहा हूं. सर व्हाट हैपेंड? बोलता लड़का मेडिकल में नहीं है, लड़की की शादी हो गई, कबर्ड में काफ़ी अमाउंट है, काम करने को जी नहीं करता, देयर इज वायलेंस इन द रूम एंड नॉन वायलेंस इन द बेडरूम. अब entire life is being wasted. So I could sense that there was a tinge of frustration in what he was talking, and I thought that most of us get different alphabets of H in the form of higher education, high income, followed by hypertension, high blood sugar, high LDL, and for women it is the husband. So all these alphabets of H ultimately create a big problem. Majority of us, when we get the degree of either MBBS or MD, we have that degree of, that D in the center, which gets surrounded by dear ones in the form of wife and children, another D of dear ones. Then we get dollars, that is money, another D, okay? And ultimately the central D becomes the donkey, okay? So that is the situation of every one of us. And that is why we had to find out the answer as to what is the answer for all this frustration and boredom that slowly supervenes, and whether we can overcome that. So the first thing you must remember is that in the morning when you get up, you must smile. Many of us, sit in the house right from the morning till evening as if they have gone to the graveyard and come back after sending somebody up. Not a single wrinkle of smile anywhere on the face. It is said that a small child smiles 500 times a day and an adult smiles 15 times a day. 1-5. Okay. So where all these smiles disappear, one doesn't know. It is very important that you smile. Smiles increase the beta endorphins in the brain and you get all the energy to work all throughout the day. And remember, in the morning, put off the mobile phones or put them on the silent or the vibrator mode. In everybody's life, there is what is called as PET, that is peak energy time. Suppose for me, the peak energy time is between 6 in the morning till 10 in the morning. Okay. During that period, I am highest in my creativity. I read a lot, I write a lot, I may sing, I may do anything which is creative for myself. But people start harassing us right since, right from 7 a.m. Bachche ko dast ho rahe, sardi khasi hai. Do not allow them to disturb your peak energy time. That much selfishness you must have. Whatever is your peak energy time. Most of us have peak energy time at night, I don't know, but I am not talking about that energy time. I am speaking about the morning peak energy time. Okay. Another thing is, morning, one important statement, do not read the newspapers. Many of you will be taken aback. Ye to kya bol rahe Dr. Saab? Remember, the newspapers will give negative values all throughout. See, very few news items are positive. And negative news items, as it is, they will come on drop and your ears. कोई तो बता देगा, यहाँ accident हो गया, इसका ये फलाना हो गया. All these negative items automatically come. Positive items do not come on the ears. So in the morning, don't get negative by reading newspapers. Keep it aside. Whenever you find time at the obstetrician's place, if the obstetrician is not worth looking at, keep reading the newspapers and relax. Okay. Whenever you get free time, you better read the newspapers. Okay. Once your morning activities are over, the next thing is you have to go for exercise. Why I am trying to tell you all this is because this is beyond practice. Any exercise is good provided it keeps you fit. FIT, fit means it should be frequent, it should be intense, and it should be time bound. Okay, frequent. You have to walk brisk every day for 40 minutes. Little time for warming up, 5 minutes, and warming down or cooling down, whatever it is. So that is total 40 minutes. You must walk with a friend. Remember, the word friend has been wrongly taken up by people as only male friend. No. A male can always have a good female as a friend. Please keep them relations very, very healthy, because many times the positives and the negatives balance, and many times you get good advice from the opposite sex. Remember, a friend is anyone who is frank, rational, intelligent, and so many other things. There is a mnemonic for friend, but just remember, he should give you good advice in both good as well as the bad times. And when you walk, live with the present. Look at the trees, look at the blue sky, everything. This is called living with the present. And do not pretend. If there is some good face which is worth looking while you are having a walk, look at the face, okay? Otherwise, many of us, they will intermittently look here, there. There is no need to pretend. There was a doctor who was practicing in his chamber, and he was pretending as if he was talking on phone and working on the computer, and he was neglecting the person who was sitting in front of him. After half an hour, the fellows in front of, the doctor said, "Sir, jara hame kuch kaam hai." So he said, "Can't you see that I am busy on my telephone and my computer?" "Sir, we have come here because, we have been told that your computer and the telephone both are not working." So they were the mechanics who had come to repair that, and he was pretending as if he was speaking on. So the point is that never pretend and live with the present. Once the exercise is over, then you come back and go ahead with your breakfast. But before that, remember, your body image is the one which gives you confidence. If you start losing your shape of the body, nothing will happen, but you yourself do not feel confident. So try to come back in shape. And I have not particularly worn the coat here, but I have brought it to show you. This is the blazer, which was of course given as a present by my father-in-law. And this was of course usually gents, that means males, do not purchase the blazers. Usually the wife's side usually presents. So if this fits you at even after 25 years of a successful marriage, then you are really fit. And for women it is the Punjabi dress at the time of marriage. But usually the size and the sizes they change. This is called a jokes fitness test. Okay. So I have seen so many bringing 5-liter cans and consuming in 15 days. That will kill you earlier. Okay. Next point is meditative eating. when you eat, don't eat like a glutton. जो भी मिलता है सामने, you know, we keep on eating. If we see now after this particular inauguration, you will have ice creams, you know, and many of us, they would like to have sweet dish. See, the taste of the first spoon is the same as the taste of the 20th spoon. Remember that. Remember this and eat little spoon. The hotel fellows will be happy because the amount will be saved more today. But anyway, remember that there is something called as meditative eating. This meditation has entered into every field. There is something called as alcohol meditation also. You want to leave the habit of alcohol, open the cork slowly, then only take a drop of alcohol in the cork, then smell it for 2 minutes, then add half liter of water into that, then only taste it. You know, this is called meditative drinking. Similarly, for meditative eating, first of all, you don't eat. If you feel that you need to eat, then you take fruits. If you still are not happy, drink water. Remember, in the house, we have dogs, you know, and you see these dogs carefully. If they are fully fed and happy, if you put a piece of chicken in front of them, they will not eat. They will just take out their tongue and, you know, they will do ha-ha, you know, but they will not eat it. That is why they are called as yogis. So remember, doggies in the house are the biggest yogis, remember, and follow them at least for this particular purpose. And this is called as meditative eating in the house. So once your breakfast is over, now you should be ready to go to your clinic. And the principle to remember is the boss is always right. What is the full form of the word boss? B stands for BV, O stands for obstetrician. That is for the male pediatrician. Never contradict your wife in the morning. Particularly the full form of the word wife is very important. What are the things where should not contradict the wife about? That is again WIFE. You should not speak anything about the woman, other woman. Like वो obstetrician दिखने में बहुत अच्छी है, very smart and all. No, keep quiet, everything inside the mind. Then I stands for in-laws. Nothing to be said about her father and mother. They are the best persons on the earth, never. You know, if they come to your house and if they give international calls from your phone, let them give. If they take out your Honda City and do not put petrol and you have to spend it. But no word about in-laws. That is about I. F is the food prepared by your wife. Okay, always say it is very nice and I hope it will be better than today, tomorrow. Okay, never say. And E is the extracurricular activities. So remember, if any. So never say about these WIFE in front of your wife. Never. So if you want to be happy in life. So in the morning, BV, obstetrician, that is BO. And for the females in the audience, S and S stands for sister-in-law. That is the sister of your husband. And second S is the Saas. That is the mother of the husband. So boss is always right. Never say anything about, then you will be happy. And then you wave bye-bye. Some of the pediatricians, they carry the photograph of their wife in the pocket and always say that I have handled this tension all throughout my life and today I can handle any tension which is much more than this. Okay, and they usually go out for work. When you want to move for a long distance, remember, some of us are always in a great hurry to move and go to the hospital and others. There are two types of doctors, but they come under stress. One is Lele. Dr. Lele is lazy and late. Okay, he will get up at 10. Then he will finish his daily course by 11, have breakfast at 12, take the morning rounds at 3 p.m., start the clinic in the morning at 5 p.m. You know, so his entire cycle is lazy and late. And other is a Viru doctor. Viru is visiting and running doctor. You know, he is going from this hospital to this to this to this, continuously running. Both are bad. So remember, you plan your schedule properly. Some of them, you know, they carry the breakfast also in their tiffin and eat at the street signals. But this much is not expected of you. Some of them also follow Ramdev Baba at the traffic signals. You know, they are unable to do the exercise, so they do Anulom Vilom. If you are going in the car, it's okay. But if you are on a two-wheeler, while doing Anulom Vilom, you will go up, remember. So do not try novel ideas at the traffic signals and proceed. Okay. When you enter into the clinic, remember, you have to have PGs around you. What are PGs? PGs are positive and good people. Always be surrounded by a positive field. Remember that. You know, there are many people who speak about the weather. आज इधर द्वारका में बहुत गर्म हो रहा है, तो गर्म तो होने वाला ही है. Every day it is hot, but they will keep speaking anything. It has not rained for many days. Okay, you know, those who speak about weather, remember, they are negative people. Some anesthetists are also negative. Remember, when you are conducting the cesarean and when you are attending, आजकल slack चल रहा है, patient ही नहीं है, very bad. You know, he is earning in millions and, you know, he is saying that nothing is going wrong, going good. So remember, there are some negative traits of people. So keep away from them. So Remember, always be with positive and good people. They are the PGs. They are like, open cases of cocks, negative cases. Negative people are like, they will spread acid-fast bacilli continuously and infect you, live bacilli. So always keep away. If you meet such a negative person, in the daytime you meet many such people. Always, just say, hey, okay, bye, and go. Never, speak to them more. The more you start speaking, you become negative. So always remember that you have to be with the PGs. Then you are into the cabin. Remember, in the cabin, in our ancient Indian literature, it is said that there are Shadripus. They say Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha, Moha, Matsara, and so many others. But the most important for us, which is to be avoided, is of course ego. Many of us, as we grow older, we start developing ego. And ego is something, is called that it erases the God out. Everybody has a God inside. And when you are egoistic, that particular God is erased. So it destroys all your qualities. Be polite. Whosoever is in front of you is a foolish patient, a policeman, any person who is in front of you, just be very, very cool and polite. There was a master, who had one box, and he always said that inside the box there is, touchstone. You understand touchstone? That is paris or paras. The one when it touches the iron, it turns into gold. So he had kept that particular paras inside that particular iron box. And his disciples once asked that, sir, you have kept that gold stone inside the iron box, and how is it that the iron box is still of iron? How is it that it has not turned into gold? So he takes out that particular touchstone, cleans and wipes it with the help of a cloth, also cleans the area of the iron vessel inside and keeps it again, and the entire box turns into gold. So he tells them, see, this particular touchstone was covered with dust. That is why that iron box remained of iron only and did not turn into gold for so many years. But I told you, because you remove that ego from your mind, then only you will be transformed into a good person. So that is the importance of ego in our life. In the cabin, remember, there are many things to be remembered. When we are practicing for 2, 3, 4 hours continuously, many times we lose our calmness. That is why you have to take what is called as a Karodpati break. What is this Karodpati break? After every 1 hour of your practice, just relax, sit quiet, take up your hands as the first step of Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar, there are some 10 or 12 steps, and count backwards from 10, 9, 8, 7, like that. Go backwards so that you feel calm. This you do it for almost 1 minute. During that period, nobody should enter into the cabin. So you relax, and this is called as a Karodpati break. This will give you energy to work enthusiastically for the next almost 2 hours. So do it every 1.5 to 2 hours so that you get lot of energy in the practice hours. Very important. And remember, it is said that when we are working, many thoughts come to our mind. It is said that people get more of thought attacks than heart attacks. There are 20,000 thoughts which come into our mind every day, and of which it is said that not even 1% materialize, but they are all negative thoughts. So whenever you get negative thoughts, try to replace them by positive thoughts. Why I am trying to tell you all this is because your life, which is beyond practice, affects your life when you are doing the practice. That is very important. If you do not do exercise, nothing is going to happen. But those beta endorphins which are released during exercise will have the impact on the entire day of your practice. If you have a lot of food with oil and ghee and others, nothing is going to happen immediately, but you will die early because of heart attack. So that will affect your practice. That is why I am trying to tell you all this. So during the working hours, you better remember that this particular Karodpati break and followed by this particular replacement of the negative thoughts by positive thoughts. What are positive thoughts? The other day I was just thinking as to what all positive things happened in my life. So I had to count them on fingers. Oh, I stood first when I was in FIBSc. Okay, good. I got gold medal in DNB. Oh, very good. Then I got a son. Very good. Okay, so 5, 6. Beyond that, I could not think of any positive thing which happened in my life. But negative thoughts, so many negative thoughts. So remember to replace, whenever you get a negative thought, please replace with a positive thought. Then what I do usually, I always think about what was the opinion of my school teacher about me when I was in the school. He used to say, Pramod, you are a very good student, you always stand first, please continue to do that. So all that goes on inside the mind, that is a positive thought. Of course, only remember the memories of the school days. Otherwise, after college and medical college, all the opinions of all the teachers, you know what is it about. So, school memories are always very, very good. Remember that. Okay. And once the clinic timing is over, you have to exit in time. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about practice also. So, we will discuss some aspects of cabin and others tomorrow. But as you have to enter in time into the clinic, you have to exit in time also. You keep earning, you are giving, this pneumococcal vaccine, rotavirus vaccine, everything, and you are waiting whether new person is coming, So, there are, various factors which make us keep working more and more, but ultimately it goes in for money only. There is no need, because it is said that you don't want to die as the richest person in the graveyard. You don't want to die as the richest person in the graveyard, because you will die early. And remember, don't wait longer. The principle to be followed is DTH, direct to home. Okay? Many of us have, habit of spending time, coffee piyenge, chalo yahan jayenge, dost ke saath ghumenge. There is no need, because, the family is waiting over there. Of course, some of you who are having some institutional attachment can always go to the medical colleges or other academic institutes. I call it as university on the wheels. What I do is, many times I record the speeches, my speeches, or maybe conferences like these, and I keep listening to these speeches when I am traveling in my car. Half an hour for going, half an hour for coming back. 1 hour I can finish one full cassette. And I know many of my friends who have developed this habit. So, very good habit. So, you can learn. I call my car as a university on the wheels, so I can always listen to these talks, develop this habit. In the market also, there are so many good audios about the various medical topics also. So, you had reached home, that is called as DTH, that is direct to home. While going home, please take, some flowers, something for your wife and something for your children. There are so many gazrewalas, those who give those gazras. And our pediatricians, they never make the window down. He is saying, sir, 5 rupees ka ek, 5 rupees ka ek, that nahi chahiye. Your wife is waiting for you for 7-8 hours. Please take something. If you are a woman, you can take something for your husband, but please take something. A small gift is always welcome. And when you enter into the house, only 3 words to be uttered. One is I, second is have, and third is enough. Go with a contented mind. I have enough. Keep all the memories which are there from the clinic. Somebody did not pay your bill, he paid less, all, he had a fight and all. Just keep all them away. There were 2 people who were traveling in the desert, A and B. And A was supposed to show the path to B. Somehow A commits a mistake, and then B slaps him on the face. So, A writes it on the sand in the desert that today I made a mistake and B slapped me on my face. After a little while, A gets tired, and then B takes him on the shoulder and completes the journey. At the end of the journey, there is a hard rock, and A writes it on the rock, when I was tired, B took me on the shoulder and completed the journey. The moral of the story is, bad memories are to be written on the sand. They will be washed away by water. And good memories are to be written on the hard rock. Always keep good memories at the back of mind, so that you go ahead. The other day I was, having a round at my hospital, and the handwriting of one of the residents was very dirty. I could not make out whether she had written DNS or isolate P. I could not make. So I said, what is this dirty handwriting? I just said out of, because I got annoyed. Then afterwards she said, sir, I agree that my handwriting is not good, but when a patient comes in the emergency, don't you appreciate that I put the intracath in the first prick? So, she opened my eyes. Positive thing about her was putting the intracath at the first prick. But the negative thing was a bad handwriting. But what I did was, I unnecessarily focused on her bad handwriting. So, always there are ways of putting things to appreciate and, remember these good things about people. Say good about your wife, about your children. Okay, 97 marks out of 100. There are people who say, where are those 3 marks? Very bad. 97, oh wonderful. I hope we will get 3 more marks next time, we will get 100 out of 100. There are ways of speaking. So, these are ways of speaking positively. And it is always said that you have to keep the photograph of the entire family in a smiling, posture in the outer room. For many of you it may be a rarity, but it is better that you smile at least for the photograph and keep outside in the living room. Okay. What happens is, as we grow older and older, see now there are bright lights. You must have gone for dramas and others, and the actors on the stage have bright lights coming on the face. So those who get bright light on the face cannot see the audience and the face of the audience. Same thing happens about us. We get bright light of our ego, practice and prestige, and in that we cannot see the faces of our own people. So dim that particular light so that you can see our people better. And of course, in the house you have to look after your wife and children very well. It is said that you have to love them, but nobody understands what is love. Even today I don't know what is love. Many of us equate with many things, but remember, love stands for you have to listen, you have to overlook minor mistakes, you have to vibe with them and encourage them. Remember, it is LOVE, listen, overlook, vibe and encourage. If at all your wife wants to do some course somewhere which is distant from your place, encourage her to do that if she is from your own profession. If she commits small mistakes, your child commits a mistake, just forget it. That is love. You know, this is the real meaning. And usually you have to remember as to there are ways of expressing your love for them. Many of us have attended the course called as Art of Living, but nobody teaches us art of living together. Okay? What is the art of living together? Art of living for you is okay. Deep breathe, pranayam, very good. But then art of living together is usually not taught. Many of us get busy with, you know, for this PQRST, the waves in the ECG. P is that phototherapy, R is that radiant warmer, then surfactant, and then that TPN. But that Q in PQRST is very important, and that is the queen of the house. And if you neglect the queen, you will get a deep Q wave. That is myocardial infarction. So don't neglect that particular Q wave. Many of us continue to sponsor our partners. You know, I am bringing 1 lakh rupees a month. ले लो, जो भी करना है करो, जाओ सारी खरीद के लाओ. You have to go with her. जाओ नहीं, आप जाइए साथ में. You know, you have to go together. That is living together. And you are not supposed to sponsor. Many of us, you know, fail to realize some of these things, and you have to love unconditionally. अगर ये करोगी तो ये करूंगा, अगर आप ये करोगे तो करो. This is conditioned love, not expected. Remember, so you have to love unconditionally, and I always say that men should love unconditionally and women should understand that the husband is loving unconditionally. So this is very important. Otherwise it becomes what is called as agricultural love. You know, agricultural, you agree, that is what is called agricultural love. And every day in the evening, please have all the meals together. In a year there are 365 days, and you have to remember that there are 365 mini conferences for you every year. We unnecessarily spend our Saturdays and Sundays in conferences, you know, and we spoil those mini conferences in the house. Of course, except this PCNI. So attend PCNI every year. Okay. And remember, for your children, you have to give some birthday gift. When they ask you something, immediately give them. Your wife demands something, give something. Because these are the days, if your children are small and if they are asking for something, then you have to immediately give them. Don't say, you know, there are people who say, you know, आज देखेंगे, they are called as AD. कल देखेंगे KD. बाद में देखेंगे BD. And K and D कभी नहीं देखेंगे. You know, every time postpone. कल देखूंगा यार, परसों देखूंगा, बाद में दूंगा. There is nothing like tomorrow. For love and gifting, today is the only day. Remember, it is said that you cannot keep happiness in the fixed deposit. Fixed deposit में सब रखते हैं, but you cannot keep that. Immediate, that is called as living with the moment. I will tell you more about it in a short time. So I always say that for passing MD, you require IQ. For having good practice, you require EQ, that is emotional quotient. You have to work together with the staff and others, class 3, class 4. But for having a successful life, you have to have a good HQ, that is happiness quotient. HQ is very important, and these are the ways that you can keep your family happy. On the days of happy birthday, HBD, that is happy birthday, for me it is hypertension and blood sugar day for the partner. Why hypertension, blood sugar day? Whenever there is the happy birthday of any of my friends, I go to him with a sphygmomanometer and a glucometer. I make him lie down, tie the BP cuff and also prick him and take the glucose, because I have seen so many doctors who themselves are hypertensive but are not at all regular in taking medicines. They will check their blood pressure once in 6 months or once in 1 year. They will never check their own blood sugar. The wife is complaining, you know, every day I am feeling very weak, gets admitted with diabetic ketoacidosis. Complaints of backache, every day I am not able to work, and turns out to be a case of pot spine. I have seen, you know, 3 or 4 examples of these, and that's why happy birthday has to be hypertension and blood sugar day. Whenever you have a birthday, no gift is required. Only check the blood pressure and the blood sugar of your partners. And the entire atmosphere in the house has to be quite humorous. Children also have, you know, jokes from their friends and SMS and so many. So keep the atmosphere very, very jovial. The other day my small child was, telling me long, my dad, Ram ko bhi love hua tha, fir kush hua. That was what he said. So, they have their own ways of telling you the jokes. There are, many, many children who have so many, stock. The other day, one of my friends, keep the atmosphere very, very cool. Of course, this is a meeting of gentlemen, and that's why I will not give you further jokes, but, just for the sake of those who would need further additional. The other day, that was a Christmas day, and somebody was telling me that, once Santa Claus came 24th December night and asked the boy as to what he wanted. So the boy said, Santa, please send me your brother. So Santa tells him, send me your mother. Sorry for that. Okay. So in case if you have some good collection of jokes, please spread it across. But the atmosphere has to be humorous because these moments will not come back. It is said that bahar aayi chaman mein to pata na chala, kali ban gayi phool to pata na chala, पाया एक दिन उस फूल को मुरझाया हुआ, एहसास हुआ पतझड़ के आगमन का. That is what is said. So when, this should not happen, at least when, you have invited me to give a talk on this different subject, you should not at least commit a mistake about this particular thing. Okay. And the most important thing after this entire family life in the evening is about your sexual activity. All of us here are mature enough to understand what I am saying. But it is said that sex is one of the important things to relieve the stress. Okay. What are the advantages of a good sexual activity? One, it gives you longevity to the life. That is one. Number two, it gives shininess to the skin. See, all the people over here have very shiny skin. That is probably the secret, I don't know. And thirdly, it's a stress reliever. There are some important stress relievers in our life. One is Sangeet, that is music. Second is Shero Shairi. Third is social work. Then fourth is spirituality. And fifth is sex. So all these are the relievers of stress. So involve yourself in some of these. And remember, you have to be physically and mentally healthy to enjoy a good sexual life. Sex is not equal to love. It is said, it was recently reported in Time magazine that one good sexual act is equal to the salary of one software engineer of 1 month's pay. Remember that. That is the value of sex. So it's a good sexual act, but for that you have to be physically and mentally fit. So WHO usually defines, health as physical, mental, social, spiritual, but they have to also add sexual health in the definition, courtesy Dr. Joke's talk on 6th of October at Dwarka. Okay. So remember that this is the important part of the life. It is a stress reliever. And as I told you in the beginning, that you have to live with the present. When you are walking in the garden, live with the present. A person was drinking a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning, and it was a tasteless coffee because somebody had forgotten to add the sugar, and he was abusing the person who prepared the coffee, and he completes the coffee, and at the end he realizes that there was a lot of sugar at the bottom of the cup which he never stirred. The important point is that please stir the sugar in the cup of the coffee that the God has given you, so that you find it tastier all throughout the sips, from the first sip till the last sip. Do not keep the sugar in reserve for the end. Baad mein dekhenge, kal bhi dekhenge. By then you become 60, 70, 80, 90, and then you may repent. Those of you who have lived life nicely won't repent. But remember, this is particularly what happens. You must have seen the movie Sholay. And the actor Asrani there has a dialogue. He was hum British zamane ke jailer the. Half of the soldiers on my left side, half on the right side, aur baki mere piche aa jaye. So he doesn't have anybody at the back. Similarly, half of our thoughts are in the past, half of our thoughts are in the future, and nothing for the present, because we are not living in the present. Patient dekhte to bhi, ghar mein kya ho raha hoga, kal kya hoga. What about this patient? He is being consulted at a spinal level. Cortical level se many times consultation hi nahi hota, because we are engaged. Not that everyone has this, but majority of us, when you start getting bored, you start giving consultation at the spinal level. So to avoid this boredom, we are attending such CMEs. So my dear friends, remember that this is what is called as a Karodpati vaccine. We have Easy 4, Easy 5, but there is Easy 6 which may come in future, but it involves, some S alphabets. The sleep, smile, that Surya Namaskar, the sprouts in the breakfast, silence, that is Karodpati break, and sexual activity. All these are included in that Karodpati vaccine. Remember that. And it is always said that when a child is born, we say that he is a star, or a girl child, he is a star is born in the house. We say that star. There are different stars in the house. There are 5 stars. First is the child, that means the person himself, that means yourself. Second is the parents, the father and the mother. Then the kids, your children, that means your son and daughter. The fourth one is the guru, that means your teacher. And the last one is the friend. Okay, my dear friends, these are the 5 stars in the life of everyone. What happens is we keep on neglecting all the stars except the first star, that is ourselves. We neglect our parents, sometimes neglect our children, forget our gurus, forget our friends. Please do not do that. Keep with everyone. Spread that particular positivity amongst everyone. And remember, if you want any time that last star, that is the 5th star of a friend, you can remember Dr. Jog as a best friend of yours. Thank you very much.
You just heard a very interesting talk, keynote address, and lot of advice from our speaker. Can I give you 3 pieces of advice, Dr. Saab?
Yes.
First is, take a copyright on your ideas. Otherwise, some American will claim it. Second is, take a TV channel and get on the TV channel, so not only a small crowd here, but many more can listen to you. And third is, with the permission of this house, I would like to confer on you either Baba Pramod Jog or Guru Pramod Jog for future. Thank you very much.
Friends, we have a lucky draw after 10 minutes, and we have a small function for 10 minutes. And we'll make an announcement regarding early bird prizes after 10 minutes.
Thank you, Dr. Pramod Jog, for an entirely entertaining, enlightening, and I'm sure a thought-provoking talk. And now it remains to be seen how many of us are going to come back tomorrow with shiny skins, as Dr. Pramod Jog said. Dr. Arya, I would kindly request.
I just want to request Dr. Jog if he can put this on a CD or a cassette. We can listen for half an hour while we are driving. If he is kind enough, he can give this talk on a cassette to us.
I would request Dr. Arya to kindly honor Dr. Jog with the memento. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I would request Dr. Arya to please stay seated on the stage, because now we will be, IAP West Delhi would like to honor him with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Piyush Khanna will read out the citation, and Dr. Uttam Pal will do the presentation. I won't take any more time. I would invite Dr. Piyush to read out the citation and do the honors.
Dr. Subhash Chandra Arya was born in Delhi on 9th of February 1939. He did his schooling in Modern School, New Delhi, and MBBS from AIMS in 1962. His postgraduate training was in the USA and pediatric residency from University of Chicago and fellowship in neonatology from Children's Hospital, Philadelphia. Later in 1976, he went again to USA and did his postdoctoral fellowship in childhood asthma from Children's Hospital, Buffalo. He returned to India in 1966, and since then he has been in private practice. In his initial years of career, he was visiting consultant to Holy Family Hospital, Moolchand Hospital, and Tirath Ram Shah Hospital. In 1969, he was conferred the Outstanding Young People of the Year Award, an All India Award given by the Junior Chambers. In 1974, Dr. Arya joined Sir Gangaram Hospital and became the founding member of its Board of Management. In 1976, there he built the Department of Pediatrics, Neonatology and Pediatric Surgery and numerous other pediatric super specialties. collectively called the Center for Child Health. He was emeritus consultant and director of the center till 2008 when he moved to BLK Super Specialty Hospital to set up another similar department. Presently, he is emeritus consultant and advisor, and the young department under his patronage is already thriving and prospering. Dr. Arya has been actively involved with the Indian Academy of Pediatrics, which is the national body for pediatricians all over the country. He has been part of various committees of IAP dealing in academics, social, public health and advocacy. He was the national president for IAP in 1990. He has made special efforts to reach out to the community, emphasizing the concept of total health care towards the child. Towards that goal, he has written many articles, appeared on several shows, lectured in schools to students and teachers, consoled adolescents and families, and written books. His popular book, Infant and Child Care, has been read by 2 generations of mothers over a period of last 40 years. It has been translated in Hindi, Urdu and other regional languages by the National Book Trust. Dr. Arya is a visionary par excellence. With his towering personality, he has been generous and magnanimous, and over the years nurtured consultant pediatricians who are now leaders and head of department in various super specialties. In addition to academic and professional excellence, he inculcated a spirit of transparency, honesty and integrity to all his students, colleagues and co-workers, fostered with diligence over the years. Thank you, and I invite now Dr. Uttam Pal to honor Dr. Arya. Now I invite Dr. Deepak Gautam to hand over the citation to Dr. Arya. Thank you, Dr. Arya, for being an inspiration to many of our pediatricians like us. Thank you very much. Yes. I invite Dr. Arya.
Dear organizers, I am overwhelmed and also humbled by this honor you have given me. Thank you very much. I value this even more because none of you who have conferred this honor on me is either have been my student or a member of my staff. And that makes it very important because you know very well, these days if anybody gets an award, the first question we ask is, Kisne dilwaya? So that makes it very important for me. I would like to thank my wife who is sitting here, who is also a pediatrician, a very sharp one, who keeps on correcting me from time to time, which makes me up to date clinically and with all my other students and staff members. Next, I would like to thank, I see few of them, members of my staff at BLK Super Specialty Hospital who have supported me throughout these years and have also listened to some of my ideas and acted on them, even when they were against their immediate interests. Because we have a philosophy at BLK Super Specialty Hospital in our department. We are a large family. And our philosophy is, first comes the patient. Anything which is in the interest of the patient is the prime thing. Then comes the institution. Then comes the department. And in the end comes the consultant himself or herself. This philosophy has worked, and that is what I wanted to share with you also. I think it is fair and if at this stage I mention some of my mentors who have shaped my life, to start with my principal at Mount School, Barankamba Road, Shri M.N. Kapoor, who always told us there is always a place at the top because there are not too many people there. Keep on striving and keep on striving. Then I would like to thank my father. Unfortunately, my mother died earlier. My father, who was a leading lawyer himself at his own time, with his honesty and integrity, gave me inspiration to follow. Next came the medical college, AIMS, Dr. P.N. Taneja, who gave us not only brought the interest of pediatrics, but told us what is rational pediatrics. Never write more than 3 drugs in the prescription. That was his motto at that time. And in the end, I would like to thank Professor Frank Howell Wright, who was my professor at University of Chicago, because he told me and taught me philosophy of pediatrics. He said, medicine you will learn and it will keep on changing, but the philosophy of medicine, philosophy of pediatrics would not change. With these words, I like to thank you, all of you, for giving me this honor once again. Thank you very much.
Sir, we would request you, Dr. Arya, please, Dr. Arya, sir, please stay on for the inaugural function also. We would, if you're not too tired, if it's press lamp lighting, and then we'll break for 10 minutes break so that these halls can be joined for the cultural program. And Dr. Bhandari is going to give you away those mega prizes that he's been promising. So all of you stay here. No one is moving out. I would invite Dr. Neil Gomber, Dr. Gomber sir, he is the president of Delhi IAP, Dr. Kaushal, Dr. GP Kaushal, who is secretary of IAP, Delhi IAP, and then Dr. Uttam Pal, who is the organizing chairperson for this conference, Piyush, Dr. Piyush Khanna, who is the organizing secretary for the conference, Dr. Deepak Gautam, who is the organizing co-chairperson, and Dr. Alok Bhandari, who is the organizing co-secretary for the conference. I would request all of you to be kindly on stage. Dr. Uttam Pal will read out a welcome address, and then that will be followed by the lamp lighting and a few words of encouragement from Dr. Kamath.
As President of IAP West Delhi City Branch and organizing chairperson of this conference, I take this opportunity to welcome all the dignitaries, invited guest speakers, as well as the delegates present on behalf of the organizing team. It is indeed an honor and privilege to stand before you here today. Ours is a small branch of pediatricians working in west part of Delhi and under patronage of IAP Delhi State, and only with the kind cooperation of its president, Professor Sunil Gomber, and Secretary Dr. GP Kaushal, we could organize this event. There is no need to name the members of our organizing team, that is Team PCNI, individually, as each one has had equal contribution in making this event possible. I welcome Dr. Kamath, Director Health Services. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Dr. C.P. Bansal, our National President-elect, was also supposed to join us today, but unfortunately his father is not well, that is why he has gone to Gwalior. And Dr. Girish Tyagi, Secretary, Delhi Medical Council, will be just reaching us here and joining us. Change is inevitable and implies growth in knowledge and in practice. We often discuss difficult health problems in our meetings, however simple conditions are probably never thought of and hence often missed. Thus, it is very important to consider this in present scenario of clinical practice. Keeping in mind and need of awareness of structured pediatric practice, our theme of conference, Challenges in Office Practice, will address the recommendation in clinical practice and guidelines for managing day-to-day problems. To conclude, I would like to say that organizing this PCNI has been a tough task. But if we can arrange this every year, then it will be easier for future organizers by third or fourth year onwards. And I urge presidents, secretaries and members of northern states, namely Punjab, Haryana, Uttaranchal, Rajasthan, J&K, Himachal Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh to deliberate on this. And I suggest making one particular state as nodal state each year. It will promote brotherhood amongst all the pediatricians in this region. Hope you enjoy the conference and have a good stay in Delhi. Those are from outside. Long live IAP. Thank you.
Now I would request everyone to join for the lamp lighting. So now I would request Dr. Sunil Gombar, President IIP Delhi, to honor Dr. Kamath. Now I would request Dr. Kamath to speak.
Dr. Gombar, Dr. Uttampal and other dignitaries on the dais, the senior members here and the participants. I am very happy to be here for this occasion of the Pediatric Conference of the North India, PCNI 2012. You have been academically quite delighted since morning today on this two days conference, which is organized by IAP. It is nice to have such academic sessions, CMAs and conferences to disseminate the knowledge which some people have acquired and the new recent trends which we are going to have in every field. The pediatrics is a special field because it touches almost all specialties, and I think it is one of the most difficult specialty to practice because most of your patients do not tell what exactly their problems are. So you have to extract the history as well as you have to take help of the parents and other relatives to get the examination from them. After the hectic day today on academic sessions, you had a very encouraging and de-stressing session by Dr. Job. I think this has kept you all quite alert till late evening, and I don't want to wait. I don't want to be between you and your next sessions. And with this, I thank the organizers for having invited me, and also I am happy that it has been organized in such a nice way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kamath. I would request you to take a lucky draw that Dr. C.P. Sajde will help you. We'll see who is lucky sitting around here.
हाँ हाँ नहीं निकालते जाएं हाँ बिल्कुल डॉक्टर गोम्बर से भी डॉक्टर आर्या से भी
Doctor's writing, very difficult to understand.
बड़ा मुश्किल नाम है
Not even 3.
मोबाइल नंबर बोल दो
Sir, he's not there. Whosoever is not there will not get the prize.
यार वो तो अंदर बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है
तभी तो मैसेज आएगा.
मोबाइल नंबर भी है सर हाँ हाँ चलो मोबाइल नंबर सॉल्व्स द कंफ्यूजन एक्चुअली वी हैव 2-3 वीके शर्मास रजिस्टर्ड विद अस
Dr. Anil Bajaj.
हमारा बजाज है ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी का नहीं है डॉक्टर बजाज प्लीज पास इट ऑन टू द नहीं ये लाल लाल फीती के लिए नहीं इट इज गुड इट हैज बीन प्रूवन यू आर लकी टुडे वी रमनी डॉक्टर कल्पना रामनी dinner coupons are also available at registration counter for anybody who wants extra coupon for accompanying person or somebody or they can contact Dr. Deepak Gautam tomorrow morning.
Dr. Avanish Kumar Yadav.
सर अगला निकालो डॉक्टर पॉल से निकाला या डॉक्टर गोम्बर से अगला निकाल लो ना तब तक नाम another young energetic organizing committee member good चलो नहीं disqualified नहीं है सर he passes on to the delegates. हाँ नहीं and Meenakshi must thank Dr. Datta and Dr. Devinder Singh. This is a
The large one for Dr. Harshit Agarwal.
So tomorrow morning the sessions starts with breakfast at 8 o'clock, early bird prizes for people reporting till 8:45 and then 9 o'clock the session starts. In the meanwhile, abhi dinner ke liye there is a small request from the organizing team that people with these type of badges are required to enter that hall for the next for liquor counter. Kya? Kuch bola. Chalo. And there is tea outside.
We'll break for tea for 15 minutes and then we'll come back for the culture program in the same hall.
And early bird prizes you can collect from registration counter.
Tomorrow again we'll have the early bird prizes, assured early bird prizes to all delegates from 8 to 9. Whosoever comes before 9 will have early bird prize. And surprises also.
Tomorrow's mega draw carries a big LCD TV.